good morning. We were expecting to still see some pretty strong thunderstorms today as well, so that's still a possibility. Aside from that, we are seeing some pretty heavy rainfall still in some spots. So while today it's breaking apart a little bit, we are going to see some stronger cells moving through the area compared to yesterday. So this is what we're seeing right now. We do have some flash flood warnings in place too, and I'll show you exactly where in just a moment. And that means that we are already seeing some flash flooding there, or it's expected to happen shortly. That's going to be the case through 12:30 through 1 o'clock. And that's because for areas of southeastern LA County, we have seen some very heavy rain in certain spots, up to about 3/4 of an inch to over an inch within an hour. But this morning alone, got an additional 2 inches of rainfall in such a short amount of time, where most other spots in some of the lighter areas have gotten much less than that. So we are seeing it pretty heavy for some areas close to Pasadena in there, but you can see southeastern LA County too. We are also seeing a bit of rain there too that is much heavier than we are seeing elsewhere. Fontana up near the Cajon Pass, we're also seeing some heavy rain, so down into certain spots of the IE, San Bernardino, Redlands as well, and then down into Orange County. We're seeing it now move through areas of the OC and then into the Inland Empire. And so there are a couple spots here where we have some brief heavy downpours, and those could produce thunderstorms as well. Marietta about to get some of that heavy rain, as well as Lake Elsinore, and then down into Mission Viejo, we are also seeing some much heavier rainfall. The flash flood warning is in place, and we'll show you exactly which areas here, but that's going to be through about 12:30 and 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have more on this coming up in just a little bit. Philip, Jovan, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Brianna, thank you.
So much steady, consistent rainfall, and the difference with today is we are getting some breaks, but it is going to be heavier at times. So I'll put live Mega Doppler 7000 HD on stop for you so you can see exactly what we're seeing. It's still pretty widespread. We've gotten some breaks in some spots this morning, but we are still seeing some pretty heavy rainfall activity that's still up toward the San Gabriels, out toward the Inland Empire. It's now a lot of the eastern and southern communities that we're starting to see this heavy rainfall. Pasadena getting some of that out toward Rancho Cucamonga, and then San Bernardino also getting this morning. And we've already seen some flash flooding, and this flash flood warning's now been issued for some of these areas out toward where we've seen some flash flooding already occur or could still happen. This is for areas of near Hacienda Heights that we've been talking about, Whittier, Yorba Linda, Anaheim, down into the OC coastal communities, Lake Forest, Mission Viejo, Laguna, Dana Point. These are set to expire between about 12:30 and 1 p.m. If you haven't already seen flash flooding, it means that we've already seen it or it could occur shortly. So just try to remain vigilant here until we see those expire and we get through some of these stronger cells that are rolling through Southern California. Aside from that, we have a lot of snow to talk about too. The winter storm warnings are still in place. Above, but the big story with the snow is going to be overnight tonight. That snow level is going to drop to about 4,000 feet, and then we're going to get to some of the pass levels, unfortunately, and that could cause some issues along the Grapevine, of course. So we will keep you updated as that continues to get a little closer, and it's going to stay on the lower side too at times over the next several days, and so then that will cause some other issues. Temperatures are cold as this atmospheric river is continuing to move on out, but we do have a pretty unstable air mass with it, and so we do still have the potential to see some thunderstorms. By about 5 p.m. today, we do still have some areas of some strong activity that could produce a thunderstorm, and that will continue by about 8:30 tonight. You can see it's not everywhere. We're definitely getting some breaks, but still the opportunity for some brief heavy rain. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, body showers, Los Angeles and Orange County. Really winding down by the end of the week. We'll have to drop down some of these percentages. And then getting into the weekend, we'll finally start to clear out, and it should be early on. But then it does look like the more widespread rain will happen over the course of a few hours and kind of just travel through if we do see that move through Southern California. Yeah, good morning. We still have a ways to go. I mean, it's breaking apart in some spots, so it's nice to start seeing some breaks. But we are seeing some heavier rainfall in some areas compared to yesterday. And with the soil already saturated and all the damage and the mudslides we've already seen, it's going to be continuing to cause some more problems, especially if we see thunderstorms. Now, we haven't seen a lot of that yet, but we do have some pockets where they're possible and some stronger cells here as I put this on pause for you. But luckily, we are getting some breaks that have been hit pretty hard in areas of LA County, and I'll show you where we are seeing some of the strongest areas right now. Out toward Glendora, out toward Rancho Cucamonga, you're seeing some stronger rain out into San Bernardino, as well as flooding. Flash flooding has already happened or it's going to happen shortly, and so these are the areas that you need to to remain vigilant as we head into the next hour or so. And this is considering heavy rainfall here still at times throughout the day. We'll let you know when we'll get some more breaks here in just a little bit. Giovanna, Phillip, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Brianna, thank you.
Some rain rolling through and heavy at times still. There are some smaller pockets of some heavier rain now. We're not seeing the widespread heavy rain like we were a little earlier, but live at Doppler 7000 HD showing where we are seeing some of it in Orange County, but we do still have some of those strong cells that are offshore that have been moving onshore this morning. And then as we continue into this afternoon, we will still have the risk of some thunderstorms too, and then that will cause some problems as flash flood warnings in place, meaning we either already saw it, we're seeing it now, or it could happen shortly. La Habra Heights, Hacienda Heights, Whittier, La Mirada, Norwalk, and that's going to be through about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So we are still seeing some heavier rainfall that will increase the risk of some flash flooding there. And unfortunately, in some spots, we've already seen so much damage. We've been seeing so much damage in some of the hills too. I mean, Bel Air to get over a foot of rain over the course of a few days. That is so much for us. And fortunately, we're going to be at the tail end here. But if we see thunderstorms and some of those strong cells roll through, that's not going to be good either. Not out of the question if we could see it still heading into this afternoon as well. Our local mountains, and that snow level is going to drop too overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And that's when we could see some issues at the pass levels like the Grapevine as well. Temperatures are cold outside, so rain, and that will continue even in the overnight hours tonight, but those areas will be isolated. It's not going to be everyone that will be seeing some heavier rainfall. As this continues to move on out to the south and to the east, we are seeing showers mostly for some of those communities. So this is looking at about lunchtime today at about 12 p.m. It's kind of almost close to what we're seeing right now. We still have some heavier showers offshore. Those will continue to push onshore for some areas by 2:30 this afternoon, mostly northern areas. And then as we head into late afternoon, we are going to have some pockets, especially along the coastline, that will be heavy at times. The good news about any of this is it's going to be moving a lot quicker than when we had the atmospheric river where it just sits and stalls and dumps a lot of rain all at once. This is looking at 1 a.m. We're still seeing some heavy pockets along the coastline, so we could still see some thunderstorms overnight tonight as well. Heading into tomorrow morning, it's not as bad as this morning. We actually won't see, it looks like, a whole lot except for some spotty showers here and there throughout the day tomorrow. That's possible, but we will have another round that will move in late afternoon and into tomorrow night. By about 5 p.m., we'll start to see some of this move through. 7:30, moderate to heavy at times. It moves out of here quickly, though. By about 10 p.m., it's into the IE and quickly compared to what we've been seeing down into San Diego County. And then we'll be into Thursday, up to an inch of snow accumulating at the Grapevine. So we will keep you updated on if we see any issues. It's on and off as well through the end of the week. And then it will make way for a nice, calm, easy weekend here, Phillip.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, we like that. Thanks, Brianna. Clayton.
Here's one more look at your forecast with Brianna.
Yeah, good morning. We are still seeing quite a bit of rain for some spots, although others starting to get some breaks too. And that's going to be the case through the rest of the day today, but thunderstorms are not out of the question. And you can see why. We have them offshore, so some much stronger cells way out into the coastal waters, but not too far away. So as we head into this afternoon, we know that we have those stronger cells out there. They're beginning to move onshore. And so the possibility of thunderstorms onshore through this afternoon and even into tonight are there. Now, we do have some moderate to heavy rainfall still in some spots, over stronger rain offshore too. So it's kind of just going to be on and off here through the rest of the day and even into tonight, where it's going to be heavier at times. We're going to have breaks at times, and there's still the possibility of some thunderstorms as well. So this is what's going to happen as we head into the rest of the day today. By about 2:30 this afternoon, you still see some pockets of that heavier rainfall where thunderstorms are a possibility, and that will continue on even into tonight. We do see some stronger cells right off the coastline too, and then even into the overnight hours by about 1 a.m. on your Wednesday. But you can see it's becoming less and less, and a lot of us are starting to get some breaks. As we head into tomorrow morning, we're not expecting a whole lot. Some spotty showers possible. We'll have another round that will move in late afternoon tomorrow into tomorrow night, and then it will be scattered through the rest of the week. Phillip, Giovanna, back to you.
Okay, Brianna, thank you. Coming up.
A bad one, and both of these incidents that I'm going to show you aren't expected to clear until we get closer to about 7 o'clock this morning. So expected to be a problem through Russia, a fatal accident. That's also not expected to clear until we get a little closer to 7 as well. We'll have another check in just a little bit. John, Leslie, Rachel, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Brianna, thanks for that.